Today we're going to be reviewing the FundedNext prop firm. So I'm currently building a portfolio of prop firm accounts to use with the prop firm bundle. To date, Blueberry has been my personal favorite, and I have around 65,000 in funding with them. And now I'm looking to kind of diversify across multiple different prop firms and buy some accounts with a few different ones to be able to just get diverse streams of income. And the next one that I'm personally looking at is FundedNext. And the reason why I want to choose FundedNext in particular is because of a few different factors, which I can go over in today's video. So first of all, when I look at prop firms, my personal favorite are usually one-step accounts. This is because with the type of trading that I do, I prefer to be able to pass faster with the expense of a tighter overall maximum loss. And this is simply because I would rather be able to pass faster, and if I have to lose the occasional account, obviously I don't like losing accounts, I try and minimize account loss. It is still not necessarily the end of the world in the grand scheme of things because you're hoping to get more payouts which compensate for those. So that's why I personally prefer to go for one steps to be able to pass quicker, provided that they have static drawdowns. Compared to a two-step where you pass generally slower, but you have a bit more drawdown room. And this is because I feel with the strategies that I use, particularly our high win rate our high risk reward expert advisors in the prop firm bundle, I feel that you should be able to hit that 10% without hitting the max drawdowns in the majority of cases. And maybe there's a particular few week periods or month periods where you have a particularly horrible losing streak for a bot. I don't mind if that losing streak coincides with the losing of an account because the vast majority of the time you should be able to pass. So looking at the overall, playing the risk reward of prop firms overall, I find that one steps give you a better expected value because you're able to actually pass and get paid faster with a slightly elevated risk of losing the account, but the trade-off is worth it. So when I look for a one-phase account, the most important thing for me is that they do not have a trailing drawdown. Trailing drawdowns will always make it significantly harder to actually get paid. And particularly once you pass your prop firm challenge, the account is much less valuable because you're always at risk of actually losing it. So what I'm looking at here is that, let's take the $50,000 account for example, we can look at the maximum total loss and it refers to the initial balance. So that means that that is a static drawdown, which is a really good sign. The maximum daily loss is also quite solid, so both of those factors looking good. News trading is also good because that means that we are able to do more swing trading styles. I'm not looking to catch the spike or to gamble on the spike, but if I have a position that happens to be open during CPI or NFP, I don't want to be penalized because of that. Profit split, I'm less fussed over, 95 is good, but ultimately it just comes down to cost versus payouts. The most important thing, or the second most important thing, is the first withdrawal or the speed of withdrawal. When I look for a prop firm challenge, I'm always looking for one phase, static drawdown, you can take your money out quickly. Because the issue is if you have a bunch of different accounts and all of them you can withdraw in a 7-day period or once a week, you're able to constantly just take profit off the table and de-risk it and put it into your bank account. And that's tremendous. Whereas if you have certain prop firms, so you have to keep your profit in there for a month, your odds of not being able to withdraw are because you enter a losing period are significantly higher. And that's why I personally am a significantly greater fan of the prop firms that offer 1-week payouts. And so that is also something that I personally look for. And this is actually the main reason why FTMO is not my favorite prop firm. Just because, not even because of the cost, it's more so because of the two-phase and because of the only monthly withdrawals, which I find is far inferior to some firms like this. So that's why I think this is actually a really good option, because now we have static drawdowns, fairly reasonable price, and fast withdrawals. They offer a few different plans. They have Stellar Light, Stellar One-Step, Stellar Two-Step. Namely, this is an instant funding program, which I generally find is not a great deal. Stellar One-Step is really good. And the Two-Step, if you're going to go for a two-step, you might as well go look at the FTMO accounts, I always find, just because, yes, you can expand, but FTMO is really the king in the prop firm industry, the most stable. So if you want a two-step, I think you might as well just go with FTMO. Now, let's actually look at another really important page for our users. Do they allow third-party EAs? And here they actually say, yes, we do allow third-party EAs. However, the exact trades can't be the same. And this is fantastic because they're effectively saying like, hey, you can use third-party EAs, you just have to use randomizers, or you have to slightly vary the strategies. And with, for instance, our longbow bot, you can trade 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, 5 minutes earlier, and your overall result should be very similar because it's more of a swing style bot where you don't necessarily care that much if you close or open a few minutes differently. And this enables us to be completely compliant with these rules, and it's actually perfect. So this is actually a huge win for us, has MT5, lets us use EAs, and is compliant with our prop firm bundle. That's another reason why I want to check these guys out, is I think they could be a good option for our clients in the prop firm bundle. And I always like to kind of use myself as the guinea pig, trying a few different firms. So this looks really solid. And now something else to mention is we can go over, sorry, this is Funding Pips, we can go to Payout Junction and see if they're actually paying. And a really cool chart to look at is we can see month over month, they seem to be increasing their payouts, with last month having been the all-time high to date. They also are an interesting firm in that they're really targeting, like, they're a Bangladeshi company originally, and they're targeting a lot of the more developing nations. So I think they just have a huge amount of customers coming from all over the world, but the account sizes are likely smaller than firms like FTMO, which might target more the European, North American countries, or not America anymore, European and Canada. So it's kind of interesting because it gives you a more diversified customer base and potentially a higher, a lot more growth potential, just because you're able to have more and more traders coming in from many more countries than some of the established players. So all really interesting things there. But this shows us that they are indeed paying. Their reviews are really good. So our odds of being paid are pretty solid. So this is all a very good sign. And this is, if you guys don't know, Payout Junction, it's just a site where you can go and you can track the rise payouts from a particular firm. So overall, this looks really good. My general plan is to buy a FundedNext account within the next week or so. I'm just waiting for Longbow to get a signal to re-enter the markets from the Commitment of Traders report. And when that happens, I will update you guys in regards to what I'm up to. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.